I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, April the 22nd, 2015. Israel's Memorial Day to its fallen soldiers and victims of terror, Yom HaZikaron, concluded this evening in the country, making way for its 67th Independence Day celebrations. Speaking last night at the Western Wall at the start of Yom HaZikaron, Israel's President Reuven Rivlin stressed that Israelis were not a people of war and that the need to fight has been forced upon the country for survival. Rivlin said, "The struggle for our existence is still not a matter of choice. Our obligation to ourselves, our children and grandchildren is to be sure to do everything in our power to prevent the next war," adding, "We will stand strong as we have always stood strong." The central memorial ceremony for fallen soldiers began at the Mount Herzl Military Cemetery in Jerusalem at 10:30 this morning local time, attended by Rivlin and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who said there that despite the great pain and loss, quote, "We will continue to protect our nation. We will stay here." At 11 this morning local time, Israelis came to a halt as a 2-minute siren sounded in memory of those who gave their lives for the Jewish state. This afternoon, Netanyahu, Rivlin, and other officials took part in the official state ceremony for victims of terror at the memorial on Mount Herzl, where Netanyahu stressed the importance of unity on Memorial Day. He said, "We are one family, Jews and our non-Jewish brothers, Druze, Muslims, Bedouins, Christians, Circassians." Approximately 600 fallen soldiers and terror victims are from the Arab, Druze, Bedouin, and Circassian communities. Netanyahu also called on Israel's neighboring countries to stop their incitement and their glorification of terrorists. He said, "That's not how you make peace." Meanwhile, the name of slain Palestinian teenager Muhammad Abu Qadir will now be removed from the National Monument to Victims of Terror at Mount Herzl at his family's request. As we reported to you yesterday, Abu Qadir's name had been added to the list of victims of terror for this past year and included on the memorial plaque. He was kidnapped and murdered in a revenge attack by 3 Israeli Jewish men after the kidnapping and murders of the 3 Israeli Jewish teens, Eyal Yifrach, Gilad Shar, and Naftali Frankel. The Qadir family, however, said they were not consulted before the name was added to the plaque, and while they appreciate the honor, they are not looking for memorials or compensations, but justice. The 3 accused of their son's murder, 29-year-old Yossi Chaim ben David and 2 minors from Jerusalem and Beit Shemesh, confessed to the crime. However, their attorneys plan to claim that the 3 are mentally unfit to stand trial. There had also been some protest on the Israeli side over the inclusion of the Palestinian teenager's name on the Mount Herzl Memorial. Some members of Israeli organization Al-Magor, dedicated to families of terror victims, spoke out against Abu Qadir's inclusion, saying that his killing, while barbaric, was done by individuals who were mentally ill and not terrorists. The Jewish Agency for Israel held a Memorial Day ceremony today as well, where they unveiled a memorial honoring the victims killed in the anti-Semitic attacks committed in Paris and Copenhagen this year. The memorial column is inscribed with the names of the victims killed in the Hypercacher supermarket attack in Paris on January the 9th, and with the name of volunteer security guard Dan Uzan, who was killed protecting the Great Synagogue in Copenhagen just over a month later on February the 15th. Families of the victims were in attendance, as well as French Ambassador Patrick Maisonneuve and Deputy Chief of Denmark's diplomatic mission to Israel, Signé Bering-Nielsen. Jewish Agency Chairman Natan Sharansky spoke at the memorial, where he said that the battlefield was not just on Israel's borders, but in every Israeli city, as well as in every Jewish school, synagogue, and even in kosher supermarkets across the world. Sharansky said what protects us in Israel is conventional weapons and the power of the Israeli army. In the diaspora, what protects us is an unconventional weapon, the solidarity of the Jewish people. The ceremony there was organized by the Jewish Agency for Israel, together with the World Zionist Organization, the Jewish National Fund, Keren HaYesod UIA, the Jewish Federations of North America, and the Jewish Federations of Canada UIA. And with the conclusion of Yom HaZikaron, Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel's 67th Independence Day, began tonight with a torch lighting ceremony at 8 p.m. local Israel time. The annual ceremony honors Israelis who have made significant contributions to the state. Among this year's 12 torch lighters, 33-year-old Lucy Aharish, the first Muslim Arab news anchor on Israeli television. Others include creator of the Waze navigation app Ehud Shabtai, creator of the Iron Dome missile defense system Dr. Danny Gold, and founder and CEO of Israel Flying Aid, which provides emergency disaster relief around the world, Gal Lusky. And here at JBS, we join in celebrating Israel's 67th birthday with special programming tonight and tomorrow, including tonight at 8 o'clock, Senior Vice President of the Shalem Center, Dr. Daniel Gordis, talks about why Israel's survival is critical to the future of Jews around the world. At 9, a L'chaim classic with the late Abba Evan, best known for his years of service to Israel at the UN. He talks about the dramatic moments leading up to the creation of the modern Jewish state. And at 10 tonight, literary editor of the New Republic, Leon Wieseltier, reflects on Israel and puts the Jewish state into perspective for world Jewry. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, a new segment of Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. That's tonight on JBS and jbstv.org. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, April the 22nd, 2015. I'm Teisha Bader.